Hi, thanks for tuning in to our daily inspiration again. And as always, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully you'll learn a lot from what we've put together for you here. And for this video, I'm going to share something from Father Daniel Reehil again as he explains the answer to a rather popular question most non-Catholics have. Do Catholics worship Mary?
Mary is the one through whom God's mercy entered the world. When I have this, I live in a Baptist land, and frequently, I would say on a weekly basis, I get someone asking me, why do I worship that lady? And I say, you're so confused. We do not worship Mary. We worship God alone. That's strictly Him. We adore the one true God. That's it. But we do venerate Our Lady, Saint Joseph, the saints. We venerate them. We pay them honor because of the great accomplishment of making their life a pleasing offering to God and being granted the eternal reward of heaven. And this is basically you could say this is our family. The saints before us are our big brothers and sisters, and Jesus being our divine big brother. God our Father, and Mary's our mother, Heavenly Mother. So, but, if you look at Mary, because I've even had people tell me, she's just another woman who was mentioned in the Bible. They have no idea. These sola scriptura people who only look to the scriptures, even if you were to only look at the scriptures, use your common sense. Use your common sense. If God was going to dwell in a person, do you not think He would make that person the best possible version of humanity, the perfection of humanity, immaculate and pristine and without any blemish or any indwelling of any sort of sin? Look, He spent painstaking efforts in making the Ark of the Covenant. To the finest and most tiny detail did God dictate how that ark was to be built. And then when it was built, it carried 3 earthly objects: tablets, manna, and a staff. These are all ordinary objects, right? Blessed, of course, because they were used by the hand of God, but ordinary. They're not divine. But even then, if a lay person touched the ark and he was not a priest, struck dead on the spot. Struck dead, because that's how sacred God ordained that Ark of the Covenant to be. The Old Testament Ark of the Covenant is the prefigurement of the New Testament Ark of the Covenant. That is the Blessed Virgin Mary. But she did not hold earthly vessels within her womb. She held a divine person. How much more does Mary have to be inviolate than that Ark of the Covenant in the Old Testament? That's just common sense. You can deduce that through the painstaking efforts God made in creating the Ark of the Old Testament. And then, again, rational common sense. If this is the person that cared for, loved, taught, protected, embraced Jesus his whole life up to the age of 30, when he left the home and went out on mission, this is the person he loved most in the world. And if this person, who is God Himself, has such great love for her, why would you not want to have the same love for her? So that's what I tell them. We don't worship her. We love her. We love her. She's our mother. How could you not love her? And she's Jesus's great love of His life on earth too. So I wish, and I just imagine how it must grieve Our Lady to have so much division be over her. And it's not her fault. She didn't do anything wrong. She's never done one thing wrong her whole life, both on earth and in heaven. But the devil has twisted men's minds to turn against her and treat her with such disrespect. It's an abomination when you think about it. And I can't help wonder, for those who treat Mary with disdain, how do you think Jesus is going to react to that? Yes, He has a heart that's different than ours. He has perfect mercy. But there has to be an element of sadness, at least, that how could you treat my mother with such disdain? It's my mother, So we have to be a people who are always promoting the gospel. But when people take these pot shots at Our Lady, we have to defend her and correct them, because they're wrong. That's all she does. She points everybody back to her son. That's another reason why I'm like, why are they so angry at her? All she does is get them to Jesus quicker than if they went to Him on their own. So remember, She's the mother of God. She's the mother of the church. She's our mother. She's the most perfect creature ever made. You could say she's the jewel of all creation. She has a unique and particular relationship with the Trinity that no one else can tout as she can. And her earthly family was sort of the Trinity on earth, the Holy Family. She was immaculately conceived. She was the first tabernacle. She's our model in life, and I would say in death. Because she would have been perfectly resigned to whatever God asked of her. There's just so much we can ponder and pray for as we remember all the different ways Mary has affected all of creation. Again, back to my original statement, by being the one through whom mercy entered the world.
And while we're on the subject of Our Lady, I would also like to share the testimonies of experienced exorcists that have proven valuable to the broader church. We believe and testify that Jesus Christ is victorious over any and all diabolical spirits. Also, it's important to believe and testify that the Holy Trinity chose the Virgin Mary to be the most formidable vessel of victory against the diabolical. In our real and constant battles, Mary defends us from the tactics and attacks of the devil. And according to exorcists, one of them being the late Father Gabriel Amorth, here are some of the things that demons were forced to confess about the Virgin Mary during various major rites of exorcism. Mary is the terror of hell. She sovereignly loves mortal beings. She snatches away from us more souls than all the angels and of all the saints put together. I compare Mary to a formidable army. He who loves Mary is a friend of God. God is pleased with Mary. He gives evidence of that by never refusing one grace of all those that she asks of him. When a person prays to Mary, he does not do so with enough respect. One does not recognize that honoring Mary honors God who made her as she is. At other times, in a disdainful tone, a demon manifested again his refusal to accept that the Virgin Mary was put over him through these expressions. She is only flesh. I am pure spirit. No, she is not. She higher than me? No, I am spirit. On another occasion, responding with words already used in part before, a demon affirmed, I rejected that she would be next to him. I could not bear that a human creature would be above me because I was the most beautiful angel, beautiful, the greatest. I was Lucifer, the angel par excellence. The woman, for love of his children, she was created before all times in the thought of God. And as a pure spirit, I cannot bear this. That putrid flesh. She is feared by us because she holds you in her arms with her humility, obedience, and merciful love. The purity of her body, it was not ever touched, not even by a thought. We did not succeed, not even with a thought. I did not undermine her even with a thought. Not one, cursed. I was never able to touch her because that one always watched over her. There was always that one. It is not my fault. I was not able to touch her. I was afraid. Another time, with evident metaphoric language, the demon not having either skin or brain because of the nature of its immaterial spirit, a demon said, every time that she descends onto the earth, we sink even lower. Every one of her tears is a hole in our skin. Every one of her glances is a tearing of our brain. Every one of her steps is our end. We are looking to stop her, but we do not succeed because she is more powerful than us. Evil has no power over her. One time, the demon expressed the continual gratitude of Mary to God as follows. She always sings the praises of that one, as she did before, but very few on earth are able to hear when she sings. We have to win the universe and each individual soul, now and in the futures, down to the end of time, for the Immaculate, and by her for the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Further, we must be on the watch so that nobody tears any soul away from its consecration to the Immaculate. We should strive rather that souls may constantly deepen their love for her, that the bond of love between her and these souls may grow ever closer, and that these souls may henceforth be one with her. She will act through them in so far as they belong to her. Hence there must remain nothing in them that is theirs. They must be hers totally. Well then, that will be all for the video this time. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us again. And hopefully you've learned a lot from this video. And as always, if there's any feedback or suggestion, please let me know in the comments below. And until the next one, stay safe, stay healthy, and may God bless you.